Welcome to Sweeping the Country. I'm Derek Walker, your host, my co-host, Mr. Jimmy Carter. Hey, Jimmy.
Oh man, it's already the 15th of the month pretty much.
I can't believe that. I mean, we
And
just
it's
had New
gone wrong. I
Year's.
was in Texas. I drove, 10 hours out there and 10 hours back.
Oof.
And that's a long way.
Yeah.
I'm good for about 6 hours is nothing.
Did you do it
Six
all in one
hours
shot
is a
each?
punt. Oh yeah.
Oh
Did
my
it all in one
gosh,
shot.
I couldn't do
I
it.
stopped to use the bathroom
Yeah.
once or so
Yeah.
and then stopped and got a Coke, and I did get out of the car and go eat one time on this trip.
I think you got to do that.
I mean, just a little bit of Waffle House. I wanted to eat quick and get on with it.
Yeah.
But no, 10 hours is a nice journey. And
Yeah.
boy, I learned this one, and I won't ever do this again. Leaving at a reasonable hour, like 8 o'clock, 7:30 or 8 o'clock, 8:15, I think I left. All right. I gotta go 9 or 10 hours. All right. So I 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours. I'm on the outskirts of Houston already.
Yeah.
I mean, great time. And I'm in Harris County, Texas. Took me 2 hours to cross the city.
Oh, traffic.
Because it's at rush hour, and that's like being in Los Angeles. And
That's
that is
true.
not where you want to spend hours number
Oh, yeah.
number 9 and number 10.
Yeah, you've been driving all day, and now
And then
you got to
gotta deal
sit
with traffic,
there. Yeah.
and that's
No.
just, I won't do that again. So I left on Sunday to avoid that.
Yeah, perfect.
So I'd have no traffic when I left at 6 in the morning or whatever time I got out of there.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
And then I just zoom and got here, and I'm tired the last hour or so, but
Yeah.
I wanted to do it all in the light,
Yeah. I
having to
like
drive
that.
at night.
I like that
And
too.
I don't mind driving at night, but it's just after you've been driving all day, you just don't want to deal with that. You're
It's
not
just
sharp.
extra something you got to pay attention to. You
You're
gotta-
just not sharp anymore. So
Yeah.
it's just,
I agree.
but it was fun. Texas is great.
Excellent.
Food, man. I paid $35
For
for a barbecue sandwich, a great barbecue sandwich.
Okay,
A barbecue
well.
sandwich, banana pudding, and a Miller Lite beer. $35.
that seems a little heavy, but if the
That's
sandwich
a
was-
little high. Yeah, about $10 at least. And it's just beef's gone up, and some of these places in those cities, they're having to pay their people a lot more. They're paying them $20 an hour and whatever.
You're making
Makes
me-
the food go up.
You're making me look up my Chick-fil-A from today. I think it was for
That
two
should be reasonable.
for two people. I think it was $14. About
Yeah, that's
about.
okay.
That was pretty good. Yeah. I like that.
But boy, this was a
Yeah,
Terry
man.
Black's barbecue, and which is really the rage, and people stand in line to get in there. It was excellent.
Yeah.
But $35 for what little I had, was
Too much.
I don't know.
I tell you,
tough. But it's just that's the world, that we live in.
I think you're right. We had some clients and we went to a dinner. I can't remember what day. It was Friday. I think it was Friday night. Went to a kind of a nice restaurant, and by the time we left, it was $335 for 4 people. That's that's $80 a pop, right? I mean, $90 a pop per person. I mean
That's pretty heavy. What
food
kind of
was
food
good.
was it?
Food was really good. I mean, I had a butler steak and like risotto,
You had a
rice, and
steak,
that
okay.
kind of thing. But and a few
What's
cocktails.
a butler steak?
I don't know, but it's
Never heard of
good.
that.
It's like a flat iron, kind of tenderized, sliced on a bed of risotto, which is great.
Okay,
But it's not a lot of food.
Sliced steak. All
It's
right.
not a lot of food, but it was good. But I think
Chinese kind of place.
no, just like
What kind of?
I don't know,
It's-
like
It's kind of gourmet American. or
American
something?
cuisine. Yeah,
Yeah, somebody trying to be fancy. Just
Yeah.
give me a steak. I can cut it myself.
yeah. I
know.
paid $30 for them to cut it, but it was really
Yeah,
good.
you
But
would.
I mean, food is expensive no matter where you go anymore. I mean, you 2 people can ring up $100 pretty quick.
Oh, no doubt. And and then probably one of the most exciting things that happened. Well, we went to an Italian restaurant
Ooh, I love
that's
Italian.
in Galveston, Texas, and Guido's, I think it's called Guido. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's right. Anyway, it's a white. It's the only white tablecloth thing, I think.
Yeah.
And it's been there forever, 100 years or something.
Wow.
And boy, it's great. I mean, great service, gumbo, just all kinds of great stuff you would expect at a seafood place.
Yeah.
And that was great. And then I ran across some eagles. That thrilled me.
Oh yeah.
They were eating crap off the side of the road and did not expect to see them.
Yeah.
And
Bald eagle?
Yeah.
Wow.
And,
I never even thought they
and
had
then
it.
I got out and it was cold and I needed to go to the bathroom and I had to get my big camera out. It's just, I'm saying, oh my God, of all things, but I gotta wait this out,
Yeah.
because these eagles. So I got some good pictures and
Nice.
on from there. I'll send you some pictures.
Yeah, I'd love to
But
see 'em.
anyway,
I'd love
so
to
it
see
was a fun trip, but anything to escape talking about the news.
God, it's
God,
nuts.
I mean, this year has started out. I mean, if you ever wondered, and some of these are things that we've created ourselves
Mm-hmm.
in some way, as America's created, but not really. I mean, some of the stuff was these things were boiling, and they finally just boiled over,
Yeah.
like in Iran.
Oh gosh, that's
That whole thing
crazy.
there, they're murdering people.
Yeah, that's civil
They may
war. I
have.
mean,
Some people said they may have killed 10 to 12,000 people.
holy cow.
Just these militia come up to where these protesters are and just go. Brrr. It's like the Nazis. I mean, it's worse,
Wow.
as
Wow.
bad as the Nazis did.
That's
And this
crazy.
Iran thing, that's really crazy in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to be a more developing story, I think, within the next week.
Jimmy,
And
it
then the
felt
whole
like that.
Venezuela thing is a mess.
Oh God,
It's
that's
not a
another
mess,
one.
but it's kind of like what we did is we replaced it. We fired the CEO,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're looking. And now somebody is bumped up to the CEO, but that's it. And that place is a mess. I mean,
Right.
it's got old equipment. We're not going to be able to, just go in there and do whatever we think we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe we got the madman out of there, so we'll see if that helps. But that page has not been turned completely over
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then whether or not we're going to go into Mexico or any of these other places and wonder if Cuba's going to fall. I mean, Russia, didn't come and help Venezuela. So you got to wonder, are they going to come and help Cuba if they
Right.
go down?
I've been waiting for that. I really have. I feel like it's a door open for them to do that.
But you haven't seen any, protests or anything like that down there. So you
Yeah.
don't know,
Yeah. We'll see.
what they're going to do. But they're, cutting off the oil because that's when, and Venezuela gave them a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's how they were able to function, is Venezuela was propping them up. Russia
Interesting.
can't prop up anybody right now. They're killing it,
Well,
lost
they've spent
thousands of
so
people
much
in the
money. Yeah.
military,
Yeah.
and they're still spending it in Ukraine. And so, they're not as able to go out and do some mischief
Mm-hmm.
that they would have done in the past. And China, I mean, I think we made a lot of people sit up with the way that we did this, with all hands on deck military, 150 airplanes and
Right.
everything
Right. It
else,
was. It was a
and went in there and
guarantee.
didn't have any casualties
Mm-hmm.
and did the campaign that we did. I don't think anybody wants to mess with us.
Yeah. That's
I think
fair.
that's giving everybody that between that and the Iran, when we bombed their nuclear sites and
Yeah.
nobody knew where we were coming in, nothing worked. All this Chinese anti-aircraft, nothing works.
Yeah.
That they've sold all these third world countries. And so it's interesting.
Yeah.
I
I,
don't know
I,
where all this drug stuff is going and everything, but it's uh it's dramatic.
Yeah, I agree, and I think part of it too is to set for the U.S. to say, hey, we're still here, we're still a
Yeah, we
powerful
hadn't acted
country.
like we've been here, and we've
That's
acted
right.
like we've been here.
Yeah, right.
And so you're not going to stop people fighting in the Middle East.
No,
They've been fighting since before Jesus.
that's true.
So,
That's
I
true.
mean, they're not going to stop Gaza or any of those other places. But
Hmm.
if you can calm things down and keep certain people from stirring all up.
Yeah.
But right now, one thing that's happened, and a lot of Americans don't realize it because we're not informed. Our media has become just so politicized.
Hmm.
I mean, you can't watch anything without some smart aleck remark. Or I will say
You're
they
right.
left it out of the Golden Globes. They left
Did they
politics.
really? That's a
Yeah, they
first.
did, and for
Yeah.
the most part, the host Nikki Glazer did,
Hmm.
and so that was
She's a comedian,
good.
right? She's a
Yeah,
stand-up.
but attractive comedian,
Yeah.
and she had some lines. I had some lines that she didn't use. Let me see here. I think it would have been funny. She left it out though.
Yeah.
She was a welcoming. She should have. She was going to say, "Welcoming everybody to the Trump Beverly Hilton."
And
That would
yeah.
have been a nice little. Just throw it in there and see
Yeah.
if you get some delayed laughter of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's funny.
she was going. This woman, Chase Infinity,
Hmm.
said Chase Infinity is nominated for Best Actress tonight, and Chase Infinity is her real name.
Yeah.
And this is true. If you apply now, you can earn 5% cash back on all travel bookings through the end of the year. So get on that. That would have been good.
I see what you're doing in your spare time.
So that was
Rewriting
good.
some of the comedy. Yeah, that's funny. That
And
is funny.
another one was here. Hear it from the bar. We're out of ice. You know what? We really don't need ice. I actually hate ice.
Ah,
And that was another little thing she could have. I think any of those might have been okay, but she didn't do it.
She didn't do
She
it.
just
That's
stayed
funny.
away from it because politics is no, either side's not laughing. I
No,
mean,
it could be the
you
plague
know,
if you touch it, right? I mean, you
yeah, it's like he's
yeah,
third rail. You got to stay
yeah.
away from it
Right, right,
all the
right,
way around. The
right.
word Trump is such a toxic name for people. And, he is over the top on some things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, he said something about Jerome Powell today, some
Boy,
just
I didn't see that.
schoolyard language that he used. And I just kind of wish he wouldn't do that. And I wish he wouldn't get gold and put it all in the Oval Office and do some of the little things like that he does. I'm all for him finally giving America a backbone.
Yeah,
And this guy, Maduro, I mean, we put up a reward during the Biden administration. We
yeah.
were going to pay somebody $50 million
To go
if
get him.
they
Yeah,
if they got him,
yeah.
and they didn't do it, and then we did it, and then we saved $50 million. And the Democrats end up criticizing when they would have been all for it if it had been
Yeah.
during them. I mean, it's just so obvious that the Democrats, all they want to be in charge,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever they do while they're in charge, it's okay. But it's terrible if the Republicans do it while they're in charge. Again, I've said it a million times. If Trump came up with a cancer cure, they'd be against it
Yeah, they would be. There'd be something wrong with that
because it's
too.
just it doesn't fit the agreement. Now this ICE thing up in mid. Well, first of all, these are when did it ever become? And it happened in Portland too, and it happened in Tennessee the
Mm-hmm.
other day. People driving a car or a truck into a police officer's path.
Right, right.
When did that ever get to be okay? This guy he stole a state truck and drove it right toward a cop, a park ranger in Tennessee a couple of days ago, and he got shot to death by the
Yeah.
cop.
Well,
In Portland, they did something, and they ended up two of them got shot, and that was a Venezuelan gang member that was living up there.
wow.
And you had the police. This is a Venezuelan gang member now that did something bad, and then with the cop got into a shooting, and the cop shot him, and they made it about another mile or two down the road and crashed the car, had to go to the hospital. And then you have this police chief up there in the Northwest, maybe in Portland, crying about things. I mean, they're just wired up wrong
I
on all these things.
sometimes, Jimmy, and I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel like I'm in such disbelief at the angle from which that side comes from. I think to myself, are you really trying to sell that to me? Are you really trying
I
to
mean, I
stand
know
up to a
that,
dictator?
I don't know how you can say, now, do I think they should go around like some people would like and round up
Absolutely
maids that
not.
are
No,
going
absolutely
to
not.
work for people's house or landscapers or that
Right,
kind of stuff?
right. No,
No, they should be. There should be something done about it, but that's not what I want to see done.
right.
Do I want to get gang members and rapists and those things out, which they've been doing? They did in Minneapolis. And do I want to see these people who have stole not millions, not thousands, not millions, but billions maybe
Yeah,
from the federal government? Uh, the Somali people, do I want them get the boot? Yeah.
sure.
I mean, they're stealing money left and right, but then the Democrats even defend that.
I don't get it though. I don't get how they even come from that angle. It's like, well,
Because it must be bad because it's Trump.
I guess that's
They
the only
act
thing.
like some of these people are just salt of the earth, and maybe some of them are, but some
Yeah.
of them are not. And separate the wheat from the chaff. They still should become citizens. And all these people doing crimes, they ought to just, which they're hopefully going to do,
Well,
put them in
I
the
mean,
clink.
whether this is a weird thing to say when we're talking about immigration and illegal immigration and all that, but whether or not you're from Mexico or from the United States, you do a crime, we lock you up. So why are you mad if we're locking up either citizens or non-citizens, or sending back the non-citizens and locking up the citizens? That's the law. That's what we're doing. You're breaking the law.
And then if you look at the protest, you've got a lot of people with blue hair and rings in their nose and just people that are unusual,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of angry middle-aged white women that are shrill and that are driving and say that you're blocking the road.
Right. Well, I don't.
Mean, we've tolerated these people, violate. They should not be allowed to gather in a road where they're trying to block the path of these police officers. That shouldn't. I mean, they need to be maced and taken to jail. You can't go out. Me and you cannot go out in the middle of the street and block a policeman on any day, and
You
it's all
you know
right.
what the difference is though, Jimmy? If you and I go out and do that, we will get arrested.
In a
And
heartbeat.
when these groups go out, there's a tolerance level
They
that's
tolerate it, which
I
should
don't
have no
understand.
tolerance.
Yeah.
If they want to protest on the side of the road in an area
Mm-hmm.
where that's okay,
Right.
on the
Right.
sidewalk,
Right.
and if they're blocking the sidewalk, they shouldn't probably do that either.
Yeah.
But in some legal form, and there are plenty of ways to do illegal form, but make it where, but again, you don't have the police department and you have this panty waist mayor up
Right.
there,
Right.
who's just cussing. And that's another thing. All these beta males that
Mm-hmm.
think they're tough if they drop the F bomb.
Yeah, I don't get
We've
that
seen
either.
that a lot on the left hand side. Cussing makes me strong, makes me macho,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't. You're still a panty waist guy.
Yeah, it's a very strange angle to take.
It's just to shake your head because there's plenty of cuckoo birds
Mm-hmm.
on the right hand side
Oh
too.
yeah, sure.
It's just disturbing that there's so many on in extreme both sides.
I want to ask you a question because I don't know for sure. I mean, I see these stories pop up all the time. I see some of these protests, whether it's right or left, but mostly left, because it seems as though when the election is lost to the right, like if you're on the left hand side of the aisle, you just can't accept it, right? So we got to burn things down, we got to protest, we got to
Yeah.
slam cars, we got to defund the police, we got to
Everything.
create chaos, right? Create chaos. Seems like that's
And
the
that's what they've said. I mean, it's
yeah,
like the playbook says, chaos and resist.
right. Okay,
It's
so
not let's work together and try to negotiate and try to get
oh,
something.
there's none of
No,
that.
it's resist.
No,
It's shut the government. It's to do all that kind of stuff. They think that's okay.
well,
It's not okay.
it's our way, our way, and tolerate it until it's not their way, and then we can't tolerate it. It's like the people with the least amount of tolerance want you to tolerate them. So why is it a one-way street? But so there's that, right? But I think to myself, these groups that protest that aren't working and stuff. I keep seeing these things where, oh, they're paid to be out there. Are they paid? Are there some of them that are paid to be out
I
there?
think I ran into this personally at some gathering I decided to go to a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and most of the people that are there are not paid,
Okay.
but there's an organizer, a
Okay.
community organizer, somebody with a clipboard, somebody that's making sure the trains run on time
Yeah, because they sure run the
because they've
same.
gathered
all,
this stuff and tell them
yeah.
where to meet
I
and the
gotcha.
logistics of it. There's somebody that's paid that does that.
Okay. Okay.
And I know this
Interesting.
one woman said to me, and I was watching her. She said, and she was doing something. She said, "Well, I got to get this wrapped up. I got to get to St. Louis. We got a protest there tomorrow."
Wow.
They
So
come from out of town, and
interesting.
do these things. And yes, they're getting paid. And in the civil rights era, there was some of that going on.
Okay.
But then some of that going on was what were people that were, and I've heard this from some good, reliable people, not a lot, but some
Mm-hmm.
was from foreign groups,
Okay.
like, some Russian inspired people or Chinese
I mean, I could
to
see
just
that.
disrupt things, to make
Yeah.
things, they love it when we're fighting with each other.
Yeah,
They can't
exactly.
be happier
Yeah.
when we're fighting with each other, just like in Iran.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't be happier
Right.
that the good and the bad people are fighting in Iran, and we're hoping the good people win.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's just, you look at all these things, and you're going to have a lot of Congress people that are leaving
Mm-hmm.
this year because they've just said, hey, we're not getting anything done. And if we lose in the November elections, we don't think we would really want to be here, to be really a lame duck,
Yeah.
in there. And it's just, but then you got stories like this. Now, and I've noticed it lately, and I think that the news media, I listened to Face the Nation
Yeah.
on Sunday and Meet the Press and a couple of things because I was in the car and I was trapped and I needed something to listen to.
Yeah. Sure.
But man, I mean, they do, but one out of every five questions is a good, fair, you should ask that question to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But then a lot of it, the tone of it, is just angry when you've got the Republican people up there, and it's, really caring and thinking when you have, a Democratic person up there. They're so in the clink,
Yeah.
against Trump and, against ICE, and it's just, and then you get the Hollywood crowd, that wants to jump all in. So you're kind of saying we don't need any immigration people. We should have open borders. And a lot of people do think that, but you don't have a country when you've got that. You
Hmm.
don't have it. There's nobody in the world that's doing that.
I
From the
agree.
smallest third world country to and nobody's doing it
Hmm.
except when we were doing it. And we're not even doing it. When you
No.
land at the Kennedy Airport and stuff like that, you're getting checked.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
whole deal with customs and dope and just all the different things that are human trafficking and things like that, just the Democrats have got to get the crap moved out of their ears because you need this, but it needs to be done right. And again, that's why we need to have discussions instead of just the way they're doing it doesn't win anything.
Hmm.
So it needs to have people up there that are talking some common sense. We need, yeah, we do need to. I don't know what they're doing up there. And
Hmm.
then this guy mayor was saying they had 50 people making an arrest of one person. Oh, would you rather have just like two or three so
Hmm.
they could be outgunned and outmanned at any time and get killed? You
Right.
go in with overwhelming force, whether you're the military or anything else. You go in with 50 times more than you need, and then maybe everybody gets out alive.
Right. Right. But to somebody that has no experience with that, they're not going to understand that, and so they can't come from
And these people
that
are
area.
mayors and people like that, that
Yeah.
don't understand. And the fact you've got crying police chiefs,
Hmm.
worried about somebody, and it's crazy. And then you've got this a U.S. Secret Service agent that was part of the Biden administration, a holdover, was guarding the vice president. And somebody from one of these citizen journalist things, which, they're the ones that really uncovered and blew up this Somali
Oh yeah.
uh,
Yeah. The
thing. That
young
was a
guy. Yeah.
citizen
Hmm.
journalist thing. Well, what I think they did here, and I don't know this for sure because they're not saying, but I think they got a good looking woman to go in here and pretend to be something and got this Secret Service agent talking. And he talked about travel plans, shift schedules, protective formation,
Great.
sensitive security information. They called it an undercover journalist, but I think that was so. What they're having to do, this guy has been put on leave. He'll probably get fired.
Hmm.
And then they're making everybody in the Secret Service, let's see here, there's a thing they're making them all go do. Anyway, Secret Service agent repeatedly shared details with someone he believed with a casual romantic interest.
Oh
So
geez.
that's what they did. She posed
Hmm.
as
Set up. Yeah.
as a something and got all kinds of pillow talk from which they shouldn't do. But I'm trying to think where they're making people uh, making all the Secret Service people go in there and talk about how they could be fooled,
Oh, look,
to be giving up
kind of
information,
like
how they
those
shouldn't be
phishing.
giving up information anytime
It's kind of
and
like
stuff.
those phishing emails that corporations send out, right?
Yeah,
Did
just
you fall for
trying to
it?
get somebody.
Yeah.
This guy is saying, I was trying to find where it was here, no redactions. It's a long story, but I haven't seen this covered anywhere.
No. No, but
See?
but
And
the whole
it's an important story that you got people just yakking about all that stuff.
I've noticed a lot since that Minnesota story broke. I noticed a lot more independent folks going out there now. I don't know if they have training for that, or they're just going out there trying to get hits on their social media, or what they're trying to do.
Yeah, some of that
Yeah, but
they're just trying to do that, and but you got your regular media that's just in. They're looking for there's something that's anti-Trump. Here it is. The U.S. Secret Service deeply apologizes to the Vance family for this violation of their trust and privacy. We're committed to taking the necessary action. And then, where's I just lost my place. Dadgummit, he's making them take all this counter espionage stuff again, making everybody in the Secret
interesting.
Service take their class in espionage, how people can, get to you and stuff like that.
Yeah, fascinating. Fascinating. There
Yeah,
is
retake the agency's anti-espionage training because that's
oof.
really what it was. I mean, in this case, it was journalism, but it could have been somebody, that was, Russian, Chinese, whoever, Korean,
Yeah.
that infiltrate, with a honeypot. I think they used to call that a honeypot.
Mhm. Yeah, that was very common back in
That's
the
the
day.
oldest trick in the book
Yeah.
is trying to get some, you buy some somebody to spy on the country, through a girlfriend or something like that.
Yeah, which is really lame, but it works.
It works.
It works big time.
So anyway, this all that is just crazy, and you got people that are just, you shake your head, in there, and then even with the Venezuelan thing, instead of saying how great it was that we have soldiers and have a military that's so organized and
Hmm.
so effective, they were just big on it's Trump. He has to be bad that he went in like that. What do they want him to do? Negotiate or try to invite him to a tea party and see if Maduro would come out?
Right.
I mean, the only way you can do some of this stuff is that way.
But it's the same thing, and the pattern is so obvious, and I don't know why people don't just stop and go, "Whoa, wait a second." It's the same thing with him every time, right? Maduro was the contract, whatever you want to call it, hit or pick him up or bring him in or whatever.
Yeah.
That was done during Biden. It's just like people say, "Oh, they made us get the vaccines." Trump made us get the vaccine. Trump did this. Trump did that. No, that was not the case. It's just all you got to do is look at the timeline. So both the Democrats and Republicans can do the exact same thing, but when it's done with Trump right now, it's vilified. It doesn't matter what he does, even if it was Biden's old idea or whoever the auto pin was at the time.
Yeah.
It was still bad because Trump is the last one to do it.
Well,
You
it's
know?
going to be really interesting to see how this goes. I mean, Rubio has really been, really gotten a lot of points
Yeah.
and seems to be very liked.
Hmm.
But he said he's not going to run for president if Vance runs.
What do you think? I mean, who do you think?
And Vance is, I think he's definitely running, and
Yeah.
I think he's the man that'll get the, I don't think anybody would throw him out to put Rubio in. I don't think.
Who
But
will the
Rubio is great at what he's doing, so his time may come after that.
Yeah.
But then with Newsom, is he going to be?
Is he
that,
going to
is
be the
that?
Democratic
I
rep?
mean, if he is, I think Vance would beat Newsom.
I can't
I mean,
imagine.
Newsom's too plastic. I mean, these other guys that want to run, and I don't mean for vice president. I mean for the number one job. And Newsom's not going to settle to be a vice president.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's true.
these people, the governor of Pennsylvania or Kentucky, they both want it.
Yeah.
And so I think they might be some good candidates. And I don't know what I think about Vance, but man, if we're going to go back, if that's what it means after Trump is to have Democrats in and have them erase everything that he has done, you know,
There's a
that
good
would be, I
chance.
think that'd be very bad.
I think there's
Now
a
take
good
the
chance
name
of
off
that.
the Trump Kennedy Center, that's okay.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
and then remove some of the gold, okay. But as far as some of these, I have, you know, no, we don't need to go down that path. Again, open the borders up, all these things we've spent zillions to try to fix. I don't know.
Well, it can't. What I don't understand about that is it can't be good for the country in any way. Not to go one way or the other, but to keep flip flopping back and forth. Whether it's foreign diplomacy, whether it's our own domestic laws and borders and rules and things like that. It seems like every time there's a shift in the two parties, it flip
Well,
flops.
remember when Trump was going out
Yeah.
and Biden was coming in, they were so ready to go. Remember, he signed all those executive orders
Oh
on the
yeah, there's a
first
bunch of
day
them. Yeah.
and did all that stuff and renaming army bases and just doing all this stuff. And then Trump comes in because he's ready, his people are ready, and they did all the stuff that they did. And it's just, come on, folks. I don't know. I don't know how this works out. I wish we'd have. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
don't. I don't either.
we
It's
can't
almost.
go back. We are in a race to save our lives here. The Greenland deal. Let's do that real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Denmark says if we had to choose between the United States and Denmark, we're going with Denmark. Well, you may not have a choice in that deal, and we're not going to go in there and invade Greenland. It's not going to happen. But the head of NATO, the NATO commander in chief, I was listening to his speech the other night on one of these things that no one else is going to run,
Yeah.
and he's talking about how we have got to get into the Arctic and get into Greenland with more of our NATO forces, and we got to do more up there than we've done because China and Russia are running wild up there, and it won't be long before they might decide to take some. And what are we going to do?
Yeah.
What we're going to do about it. So they were Russia and China. I mean, that thing was real close to being turned over in Venezuela. I
Yeah.
mean, the Chinese delegation was there the night before. Russia's already had ships in their harbors before,
It's
and
ki-
China is all over South America. We
yeah.
talked about that before,
It's
all
kind of
these
the same.
listening bases and everything. So, I
Yeah.
mean,
It's
we've got to defend, Taiwan and some of that stuff over there. Australia finally woke up, and
mhm.
they're getting some more military. Japan has rearmed again to try to hold back China, who wants to take over the world, and so does Russia.
It's almost the
Uh,
same MO that we're talking about for both those countries, right?
yeah.
With the foreign leaders coming in and trying to woo, so they can get the oil or they can get the rare earth minerals or whatever it
Or
is,
they just want to be closer to us and spy on us.
or
And
that, or
those
that.
balloons coming overhead. That's still
What is that?
somebody's going to figure that out and tell us one day.
Does nobody care about
Because,
that? That was the weirdest story of that
no,
year.
it's just the whole country was asleep for
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah. Right.
There were really no decisions being made that were difficult decisions.
Which scares me for the next go round. So I'm okay with whichever party is in there. I just want a party that cares about this country. That's all I want.
Well, you
Is
just
that too
can't,
much to
it's
ask?
like when they passed the Obama. I do believe people deserve some health care, and the whole system's screwed up.
Hmm.
The insurance companies are making way too much money.
Yeah, I don't argue with that at all. I can't.
And they're playing so many games with the bill where you have a procedure and it's $3,000 and Medicare pays $100 and the other insurance company pays you know $50 and that's all they pay for the 3,000. What's that about? It's
Hey, I was in the hospital today. I won't get into any detail, but I was not myself. It was for somebody else. I was in the hospital, and I was thinking while I was sitting there, there's a gal came in. She rolled a cart in there with a little laptop on it, and she stopped, and the patient was sitting in the bed, and she started with questions, and so you know how they do that question and answer. You got any medications? Blah blah blah. Okay, I see here your insurance is this. Okay, I'm going to need a copay. Do you have your wallet with you? While the patient was in the bed, do you have your wallet? Yeah, I do. It's over here. And so they get the wallet and they said, okay, the copay is, let's say $240. They ran the credit card right there
oh
at
really?
the
That's amazing.
bedside of the patient.
That's a bunch of crap.
It is a bunch of crap. It's
I
like,
mean, I know they need to get their money, but there just got to be a better
can we do
system.
it on the way out? Maybe pay the bill
Well,
on the
I
way
mean,
out.
just
I
in
don't-
general,
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
it's
But
just wrong. I mean, I saw so many homeless people in Austin.
did
So
you? Is it
many.
pretty bad? Yeah.
I mean, it's terrible. It's at least as bad as it's been, but I think it was worse myself.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're just roaming around and doing all that, then occasionally lately in Nashville, some of these, so-called hapless homeless, have gone crazy and stabbed people and done bad things.
Yeah.
And it's just that America needs an answer
Every
on
time
this
you bring
homeless
that up,
situation.
I know this is terrible, and the topic people don't like it, and I know, but it's just what it
Yeah.
is. Every time you bring that up, I think there was a time in this country where there was a place for those people to go that was run by the state. Was it the best thing in the world? No, it was
No,
not.
but you can't let people run around like they're animals.
There's something to
You know,
that.
you
I mean, there's
can't.
something
You
to
just
that.
can't. I mean, it's just not right
Right.
for us to spend money on bike paths and a lot of frivolous crap
Mm-hmm.
when you've got people living like an animal in the bushes, which
Right.
is what they're doing in Austin. They were living off the road near the ditch down there,
Yeah.
drainage ditch area, and they're running. I mean, yes, and obviously some of these people are so mentally handicapped,
Yeah.
and you got to do something. I don't know what you do for them,
I don't either.
but to let them live around like that, and just and I think some Democrats feel it's well, all we need to do is have a hot meal for them every once in a while, then send them back out there into the woods to live in a tree.
But that's just a
But the other
Band-Aid.
hand,
That's just a
but you
Band-Aid.
can't be building these mega places for them to live in
Yeah.
because they don't. A lot of them are so mentally ill that they're not going to live there.
That's right. That's right.
It's a waste. It's a waste of time. So there's got to be just a way where it's not okay where they're in the street, panhandling at every corner,
Yeah.
coming up to your window, and all that stuff. That just can't be right. It
No,
just,
I mean you're not wrong on what to do about that. You can always send us suggestions, and I'll open your email,
but
askjimmycarter.com.
we elect representatives to do that
Yeah,
job.
we
Part of it
do, but
is
they
to
don't
take
have a
care of people
clue.
that are less fortunate,
They don't know,
whether it's
Jimmy.
learning how to read or giving them school
Yeah,
or
there's
whatever it
that.
is you got to do. But, some of it involves just people having some self-control. But you just, we need to put certain people in jail and keep them there.
But
We
I,
need to take people and put them in some kind of mental home or mental institution or something.
yeah.
I mean, you just can't go around do like we're doing.
But we
It's
don't
not
have
not a
anybody.
great country.
We don't have anybody in there with any experience with the whole mental health thing. They just don't seem to.
Well, it's just that the society in general is not cared about it,
That's
whether
fair.
it's
Yeah,
your
that's
churches
fair.
or anything else. I
Yeah.
mean, they'll get a warm thing and get all together and lovey-dovey for Christmas and stuff, and
Right.
cook them a hot meal and a turkey, but that's not the answer.
Well, that's not going to keep you from getting
We
stabbed when
need
you walk down the street either.
Right. I mean, and this is in every big city
Yeah.
and even more so in the Democratic cities. And I'm not saying be cruel to them and put them out in the desert or something, but you've got to come up with something.
Well, I mean,
You just can't let this keep going like it is.
if you're going to spend the money where it counts, and that goes for anything. I mean, that goes for anything. Like you just said, we're paving bike paths, but we're basically not spending money on these people who are living out there on the street. So you can't use the bike path. It's just irresponsible
And you just
spending.
got to put these people in its consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot have people coming into the country just willy-nilly with, and then coming in here and ripping us off like the Somali people are
Boy,
doing up
that's
there.
infuriating. It's
And it
infuriating.
just
It,
really makes me mad.
yeah, me
And
too.
it's got a lot of, and it's so big that it's going in, this is not just going to be in Minneapolis up
No,
there.
it's going to be
Going all
across
over.
the country.
And then they're double billing Medicare on transportation and all kinds of
Oh,
stuff.
I saw that with
But
the bringing in the translator and
there's all
Ubering
that
back and
stuff. I
forth.
mean, they're ripping us off, and that's why our debt is so high, and that's why you got the Republicans that don't want to give a penny to this
Right.
affordable care thing because they know there's a lot of
Fraud.
bad stuff,
Yeah.
in it. But I don't know. I mean, it's just because you've got two sides that cannot talk to each other,
Mm-hmm.
that they cannot agree. And then everybody's thinking we have borderline personality disorder, where everybody's thinking is just black or white. It's either good or bad, it's black or white, there's nothing in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And we live in a world that's gray, sports fans, and there's a lot of things that aren't just black and white.
That's fair. That's fair. If that's one thing you take away from the show today, not everything's black and white.
Not everything. You got to have black and white. You got to have rules. You got to have law.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have consequences, you don't have anything.
Well said. Until next week when we do it all again right here, I'm Derek Walker. He is
Jimmy Carter,
Good Day.
good day.